Please click the subscribe button to empower us to continue making more videos. Thank you very much.
What's up, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can tidy up your account a little bit, because as time goes on you would have added quite a number of page posts, created a lot of ads, you would have uploaded quite some media like images and videos which you wind up not really using, and as time goes on you would have cluttered your ad account for sure. So I want to show you two places where you can do a little bit of spring cleaning if you would like to. And let's start off with the media library. So how do we access the media library? Is by going to your business.facebook.com or logging into your business account and hit to the top left menu and scroll down to media library, and we'll end up on a page like this. So by default you will be able to click on your ad account, which is where we're at right now. This is just an example, and as you can see in this particular account we have uploaded quite some images and videos, and we're not going to use all of them. So if you want to delete any of this by any chance, we'll click on one of them for example, and you can see at the bottom right there is an option to delete image, and that's exactly what we're going to do. But be careful though, because if this image is being used for any advertisement, it is going to definitely ruin your ad. So what's going to happen is that if you delete this advertisement right now, or rather I would say you delete this image, the advertisement that is using this image will still be running, but with another thumbnail, which is probably a default lifted off from that page itself. So you're going to be extra careful with what you're deleting here, all right? But in this case, I'm really going to do just that. So I'm going to click continue, and we're done. Okay, so this is just an example. I'll just click on another one as well, all right, or maybe another one here, and I'm just going to delete this. Okay, now that's not all. The next thing I want to show you is page posts. So how do we access the page posts? Is by going to the top left menu again and click on page posts. So it's right somewhere at the bottom of the list here. So it takes a bit of effort to scroll down here. So go on to page posts, and you'll see the amount of posts that we have published for, whether it's as content for the FB page, schedule, and especially you want to take notice of the advertisements. All right. Now, whether you realize this or not, every time you make any edits or a copy of advertisements that you already have, it's just going to make clones of it with different IDs. So visually it might look the same to you, but on the back office you can see that there's like multiple IDs for a very similar advertisements. And again, if you want to keep things a little bit neat, what you want to do is you want to click on the page post that you would like to delete. Like for example, this is the one, and alright, you can see actions up here. Alright, click on delete, and you'll be prompt, this post will be permanently deleted. Which again, I just want to remind you to be cautious about it, because if this advertisement is still being ran or it's active, if you delete this, then obviously you won't be able to run it again. So before you delete anything, you just want to be extra careful that the advertisement is no longer being run right now. Okay, so that's just a little tip on how you can tidy up your ad account a little bit, so you minimize the amount of clutter that you have.
Please click the subscribe button to empower us to continue making more videos. Thank you very much.
What should you do if or when your ad account gets disabled? So if you're watching this video right now, either A, you had this happen to you, or B, you're just curious to know what will happen to you as you run Facebook ads more and more, and maybe you should be mentally prepared as well. Now, I want you to know that having an ad account that gets shut down, that gets disabled or restricted is part and parcel of running Facebook ads, and no one is exempted from this. You have people that spend a few $100s a month to people that spend hundreds of thousands to even millions of dollars a month, and this kind of things still does happen. Okay, so should it happen to you, and there's a high likelihood that will as you run Facebook ads more and more, I just want you to be mentally prepared and know that this is just part and parcel of running on one of the most advertised social media platforms in the planet. Okay, and when you do, don't freak out. Okay, you might get an email like this: ad account disabled for policy violation. Now I'm showing this to you in a form of a screenshot because I don't have an actual account that I can show this to you right now, because either they've already been appealed successfully or they're already in the graveyard somewhere. Okay, so anyways, I want to prepare you on how to get your account back should this happen to you. Now sometimes you might find that when you're editing your advertisements or randomly a glitch happens and your ad account gets disabled, even though you didn't do anything wrong and you have followed the policy to the letter. All right, or maybe you could be operating in a niche that is non-controversial at all. All right, so don't freak out. What you want to do is that you want to appeal. All right, so you want to appeal, and they will probably give you a link right off the bat. If you find this to be a mistake, give us more information and you'll be able to click on the link and arrive at a simple form like this. All right, is this an account? You're going to put yes and provide information. Now, you don't really have a lot to write here, to be very frank. The word count or the character count is quite limited. But here's the thing. You never want to admit your mistake or be apologetic. Now, I know this might sound strange. It might sound counterintuitive and even douchey for that matter. But I find that a lot of people tend to just say sorry even when they really didn't make a mistake. But what's happening here is that you're putting into writing for the internal team to use it as a reason against you. All right, you've admitted your guilt in writing, and we're going to stand by our final decision to keep your account restricted or disabled. All right, and take it from me, I've done this mistake so many times that I learned it the hard way. Okay, so what you want to do is like never admit your mistake. Instead, you want to word your appeal that you have read the ads policy, and make sure you do, by the way. All right, so you know what you're talking about. You are compliant with all the ads policy, it's compliant whatsoever, and you didn't do anything wrong. So please review and reinstate my account. That should be the way you word your appeal. Okay, now if you didn't do anything wrong and everything should be fine, you will have your account back. So this can take anywhere from a few hours to up to 3 days in my experience. Now, I'm not saying this will happen to everybody. I just find that having this happen to me so many times, this can be from a few hours to 3 days that you can get your account back, and you will get an email that goes something like this. All right, this will be the best email to receive, the best good news. It will be a sigh of relief, and you can continue advertising. But I do advise that in the meantime, if while you're ahead, you might want to open more than one ad account, and if possible, more than one Facebook business account. To what I know, one profile can open a maximum of 2 business accounts. You can do just that. If you have a family member or a spouse or a business partner, among you guys, you can actually open multiple business accounts. And the reason why I recommend that is to spread your risk and diversify it so that you can continue running your advertisements uninterrupted, okay, without any delays whatsoever. Now, with that said, there will still always be a chance that your Facebook business account or ad account will be permanently disabled. And sometimes this could be, well, it could generally be your mistake for not complying by their ads policy. So for example, if you're operating in a sensitive market like weight loss, and you're using choice of words that are sensitive or just doesn't comply with the Facebook ads policy, then they do reserve the right to permanently disable your account. And at this point, you have no choice but to use another new ad account elsewhere with a different identity whatsoever. And just be careful not to repeat the same mistakes again. And this usually comes down to the choice of words, like, losing weight, for example, all right, fat, and things like that. Okay. Now, when it comes to make money, this is another sensitive, controversial market where people use very blatant words like, make money while you sleep, passive income, autopilot. Now, these are words that you really want to avoid. And let's just say you ever have your ad account disabled for these reasons, you might want to start looking at the choice of words that you're using. Do not use back the same advertisements. Do not use back those kind of words again. All right. So you just live and let learn. Now, I think the reason why I'm going at lengths about this whole matter is because there's been a lot of people that give up on Facebook advertising after seeing some results, and then when this happened to them, they give up or they take too long to recover. Like they might take a few months to try to get another account and things like that. But ideally, you want to be able to continue your operations within the same day with another ad account. But of course, be cautious. Don't repeat the same mistakes of the first ad account that got disabled in the first place. Okay? So I hope this helps. And have fun marketing on Facebook. It's still very profitable, and it's still the best social media platform for advertising on this planet.
Please click the subscribe button to empower us to continue making more videos. Thank you very much.
Okay, this is going to be a very short video and very straight to the point. But at the same time, I know that some people that run Facebook ads might struggle with this on an emotional and psychological level as well. So when you run advertisements, you can almost always expect that you're gonna get spam comments and some really rude comments that's totally unfounded, like this one over here. Now, I just want you to know that this is part and parcel of running Facebook ads, because when you run ads, it's always going to a cold audience, and some of them might just project their insecurities or their negative thoughts onto your post, no matter how well intentioned you are. So the short and very straightforward answer is to just hide, delete, and ban, really. So I don't personally think it's a good idea for you to engage with this kind of comments unless you are considered a witty person or you're going to build quite some goodwill, that I do not know, okay? But the short answer is don't waste your energy on that. I want you to focus on conversions and the end results. So how do we remove comments like this and ban them? It's quite simply by clicking on the command here. We click on hide command, and then we'll click on ban the person, and then finally we just click on delete, and we're done. Simple.
Please click the subscribe button to empower us to continue making more video. Thank you very much.
You know, after running your campaign for quite some time, have you ever wondered where your leads are really coming from, where your customers are hailing from? Are they seeing this from Facebook? Are they seeing from Instagram? What is the age group like? Who's responding most? Okay, are they seeing this on desktop or mobile? And the way to find out all of this, it's all in the data, and I'm going to show you how to do just that. This is really exciting stuff when you log into your ads manager. So this is just one of the simple test accounts right now, and if you take a look at this particular campaign, it's running a lead generation conversion objective. Okay, so far for this particular month, it's generated slightly more than 115 leads at a cost per lead of $131 US. So this is on the campaign level. Let's take a look at ad sets. Okay, what's really interesting here is that you can take a look at a breakdown on any level, but preferably you take a look at it on a campaign or an ad set level. So I tell you what, let's just double back on campaign, because this is the more of like an overarching view, and we'll take a look at breakdown. So it's at the top right menu here. You can check out by time or delivery or by action, but normally you want to take a look at delivery, and this is probably where you're going to take a look at the breakdown most of the time. So let's take a look at age. So if you take a look at this, it seems that, yeah, it's quite fascinating when you take a look at the data here, and it seems that majority of the signups are from the age groups of 35 to 44, followed by 25 to 34 years old, and then by 45 to 54, and then 55 to 64. So it's really, really interesting when you take a look at all that. And if you want to take a look by gender as well, so we see that male has like 94, followed by female, and uncategorized for some reason there's just like one over here. So you might get that kind of thing occasionally. All right. You can also take a look by country. If you're targeting multiple countries, in this case, this particular campaign was running to only 3 simple countries: Singapore, Malaysia, and Canada. So it's quite straightforward. But if you're kind of curious to know about the region, so region could mean state or county, depending on the country that you're in right now. Like Japan, they go by prefecture. So if you take a look at Singapore, Singapore is just a single island, so there's only so much you can break down, okay? But when you take a look at Malaysia, it's got, of course, multiple states, and you can see that the breakdown here. Selangor has the most signups, followed by Kuala Lumpur, which shouldn't be a surprise because these are the 2 most populated states in the country, all right? And this would also be the same for other countries, like, you know, Canada. This particular campaign ran only for a short while. We've got 3 from British Columbia, 2 from Ontario, and so on. All right. Of course, with a much more matured campaign, you will get more data. But I just want to show you how you can actually take a look at a breakdown, and let's take a look at platform as well. Okay. So if you don't know whether your leads are coming from Facebook or Instagram, this is the place to look at. So if you want to have a look at the overarching view for this particular campaign, it seems that we have 105 leads that came from Facebook and 10 from Instagram, which is quite cool. Now, this really depends on the nature of your niche. In some markets or some products, do not be surprised if you get more actions from Instagram than you do from Facebook. Ultimately, they're all owned by the same company anyway. And if you want to take a look at breakdown, delivery, and also have a look at the device. All right, so let's take a look at impression device. You can see that a lot of the leads are coming from Android smartphone. All right, Android smartphone, and we have a distant second, which is like half of the results like iPhone. And if you take a look at desktop, this is really interesting. Like desktop has only like 6 leads, and I think this goes to show that this is the rise of mobile marketing. Most people are viewing and surfing websites from their phone nowadays, and they take action from their phone. So it does make sense that you want to make your landing page or sales page as mobile optimized as possible. So that means you want to reduce loading time, image file sizes, your hosting speed, and things like that. Okay, and I think another thing we can take a look at is time of the day. Now this is really up to you, whether it's ad account time zone or viewers time zone. Normally, if you're viewing for the same time zone, that's okay, but maybe we take a look at time of the day according to the viewer's time zone, assuming you are targeting multiple countries. And this is kind of good indicator, like when are your target market usually active in the day. So you can see here that the numbers are quite spread out a little bit, but you can see that this is rather consistent throughout the 24 hours, except for like 4 to 6 a.m. you don't really have like any signups at all. But it goes to show when are people usually actively taking action on your offer in the 24 hours. So you can see that this is all like eye-opening views. It can help you strategize when you're going to put in more budget as well. And if you think this only goes by the day, you can also take a look at the I would say the day as well. All right, on which particular day that they are taking more actions. Okay, so maybe just go for by the day here and see what happens. Okay, there we go. So I'd rather to be exact, this is by the date. All right. So anyways, if you want to clear all this breakdown, it might look a bit confusing initially. So you can go back to breakdown, select none, and we'll select none for this one as well. And we're back to this.
Please click the subscribe button to empower us to continue making more videos. Thank you very much.